Hi everyone, this is Alex Eala.
I want them to see me as a good fighter on court. I want them to see me as someone whose feet are on the ground, just a hard worker, and I feel like
She did what? Alex Eala wipes out massive debt, trains with Nadal, and shatters a 26-year curse. Welcome back to Champions Tennisitics. Before we dive into today's absolutely insane story, we need to take a moment because something incredible just happened. Are you ready for this? We just crossed 2,000 subscribers. That's right. Over 2,000 of you beautiful tennis fanatics have joined our family, and we are losing our minds over here. The energy you bring, the comments you leave, the way you share these videos with your friends, it's been nothing short of amazing. We started this channel because we love tennis, we love the drama, we love the underdogs, and we love celebrating the champions who inspire us. And you've made it possible for us to keep doing what we love. So from the entire Champions Tennisitics team, thank you. Seriously, thank you. We're just getting warmed up, and if you're new here, buckle up because you picked the absolute perfect day to join the party. Today's story has everything. Generosity that'll make you cry, a historic victory that ended a generation-long drought, a training session with an actual living legend, and a rivalry that's going to define the next decade of women's tennis. We're talking about the Filipino phenom, the golden girl, the absolute warrior, Alex Eala. So grab your favorite snack, get comfortable, and let's get into this absolutely wild ride. Let's start with the story that has the entire internet in shambles right now. If you follow Alex Eala, you know her as this fierce competitor on the tennis court. The girl who fights for every point like her life depends on it. The southpaw with that devastating forehand that makes opponents pray for mercy. But what just happened off the court? It's bigger than any trophy she could ever win. Reports are flooding in, and the tennis community is absolutely losing it over what Alex has allegedly done. According to breaking news that's been circulating like wildfire, Alex Eala has reportedly paid off approximately $700,000 in school lunch debt across 60 different schools. Let that sink in for just a moment. $700,000. That's not a typo. That's not exaggerated for effect. We're talking about a 20-year-old athlete who has decided to use her platform and her earnings to make sure thousands of children don't have to worry about eating lunch at school. In an era where we constantly hear about athletes being disconnected from reality, living in their mansions and forgetting where they came from, Alex just did something that reminds us what true championship character looks like. Think about what this means in practical terms. We're talking about thousands of kids who walk into their school cafeterias every single day. Some of these kids come from families that are struggling to make ends meet. Maybe mom and dad are working 2 or 3 jobs just to keep the lights on. Maybe there's been a medical emergency that drained the savings. Maybe the economy has been brutal and they're just trying to survive. And in the middle of all that financial stress, there's this mounting debt at school because their kid needs to eat. The shame that comes with that, the embarrassment when other kids can get lunch but yours can't, the gut-wrenching feeling of being hungry while you're trying to learn math or read a book. That's what Alex just erased for thousands of families. She didn't just pay a bill. She restored dignity. She gave parents one less thing to lose sleep over. She gave kids the ability to focus on being kids instead of worrying about whether they'll eat today. The reaction to this news has been nothing short of extraordinary. When word got out to the schools and communities affected by Alex's generosity, something magical happened. Thousands of people came together to honor her. Students, parents, teachers, administrators. They organized tributes. They sent messages. They created this overwhelming wave of gratitude that reportedly moved Alex to tears. Can you imagine that? This tough-as-nails tennis player who stares down opponents ranked in the top 10 without blinking, reduced to tears because she realized the magnitude of what her kindness meant to people. That's the moment you realize that all the training, all the sacrifice, all the wins and losses, they're all worth it when you can make that kind of difference in people's lives. This is the kind of story that transcends sports. This is the kind of move that makes you a hero not just in tennis, but in life. And it's exactly the kind of thing that makes us proud to cover Alex Eala on this channel. She's not just winning matches. She's winning hearts. But here's the thing about Alex Eala. Her compassion off the court doesn't translate to softness on it. Not even close. If you've been paying attention to the 2025 Southeast Asian Games that just wrapped up in Thailand, you know exactly what we're talking about. The storyline heading into this tournament was absolutely loaded with pressure. The Philippines is a nation that lives and breathes sports. Basketball, boxing, volleyball, tennis. They care deeply about their athletes, and they show up with passion. But in women's tennis singles, there had been a drought. A painful 26-year drought. The last time a Filipino won gold in women's singles tennis at the SEA Games, Eala hadn't even been born yet. That's how long it had been. An entire generation had come and gone without seeing a Filipino woman stand on top of that podium with a gold medal around her neck. Alex walked into the 33rd SEA Games in Thailand carrying all of that history on her shoulders. She wasn't just another competitor in the draw. She was the favorite. She's ranked number 53 in the world. She's won matches at Grand Slams. She's competed against the best players on the planet and held her own. Everyone expected her to win. And let me tell you something. That kind of expectation is a completely different kind of pressure. It's one thing to be the underdog with nothing to lose. It's another thing entirely when an entire nation is watching, expecting you to deliver, and anything less than gold would be considered a disappointment. That pressure can crush you if you let it. It can get in your head, make you tight, make you play scared. But not Alex. She fed off it. She used it as rocket fuel. She dominated her way through the draw like an absolute assassin. After earning a bye in the round of 16, she started dismantling opponents with clinical precision. But the real test came in the quarterfinals when she faced Malaysia's Shahomi Leong. Now, Leong is no pushover. She's an 18-year-old rising talent with nothing to lose and everything to gain. She came into that match looking to make a name for herself by taking down the top seed. But Alex had other plans. She played with the poise and power of a seasoned professional. She attacked Leong's weaknesses, controlled the tempo of the match, and never let her opponent settle into any kind of rhythm. The final score was 6-3, 6-1. It wasn't just a victory. It was a statement. It was Alex telling everyone watching that she came to Thailand for one reason, and one reason only: to bring home that gold medal. Then came the final, and oh boy, this was the ultimate test. Alex found herself across the net from Thailand's own Maninkaya Sawanki. This was a home crowd situation. The stands in Bangkok were packed with Thai fans who were loud, passionate, and completely behind their girl. The atmosphere was electric and intimidating all at once. But Eala didn't travel all the way to Thailand to be intimidated. She walked onto that court with ice in her veins and fire in her heart. From the very first point, she imposed her will on the match. Her serve was clicking. Her forehand was exploding off the strings. Her movement was sharp. She was in complete control. The final scoreline tells you everything you need to know. 6-1, 6-2. In a gold medal match. Against the home favorite. In front of a hostile crowd. That's not just winning. That's dominance. That's making a statement that echoes throughout the region. When that final point was over, when Alex realized she had done it, the emotion came flooding out. 26 years of waiting. 3 bronze medals in her debut back in 2022 in Vietnam. All the near misses, all the pressure, all the expectations, it all culminated in this one perfect moment. She had finally done what no Filipino woman had done in over a quarter century. She had won the gold. She had ended the drought. She had secured her place in history. And for a player who had already achieved so much at such a young age, this gold medal represented something deeper than just another trophy. It was validation. It was fulfillment. It was proof that all the hard work, all the sacrifices, all the hours on the practice court had led to this moment of national glory. Now, if you thought winning a historic gold medal and changing thousands of lives through charity was enough for one news cycle, you're not prepared for what comes next. Because Eala just had an experience that literally every tennis player on earth would trade their non-dominant hand for. We all know that Alex is a proud graduate of the Rafael Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain. She spent years training at that legendary facility, soaking up the culture of relentless effort and mental toughness that Rafa himself has built. But despite being an academy alum, despite walking those same courts where one of the greatest players of all time trains, Alex had never actually had a proper one-on-one hitting session with Rafael Nadal himself. Until recently. Footage emerged earlier this year, and was reshared by the Academy showing Eala trading ground strokes with the king of clay himself. And we're not talking about some casual warm-up where they're just patting the ball back and forth. They were really going after it. Can you even imagine what that must feel like? You're standing across the net from a 22-time Grand Slam champion, a man who has won the French Open 14 times, a player whose poster was probably on your bedroom wall growing up. And now he's firing his signature topspin forehands directly at you. The nerves alone would be enough to make most people forget how to hold a racket. But here's where it gets even better. In a new video released by the Academy, Alex opened up about the experience, and you could see the joy radiating from her face. She called it a memory that will last forever, which is exactly what you'd expect. But then she dropped the bombshell that has every tennis coach and player salivating. This wasn't just a fun hit. Rafa was coaching her. He was giving her specific technical advice. Alex revealed that Rafael Nadal, the owner of perhaps the greatest forehand in tennis history, gave her tips on her own forehand. Let that marinate for a second. The man who has tortured opponents for 2 decades with that heavy, spinning, devastating forehand is giving you the secrets to his success. That's like having Picasso give you painting lessons. That's like having Michael Jordan break down his fadeaway jumper for you. This is knowledge that money can't buy. Alex said, he gave me some tips on my forehand and a few other small advices. Now, she's being modest by calling them small advices, but anyone who knows tennis understands that when Rafa Nadal gives you advice, there's nothing small about it. Nadal is obsessed with details. He's a tactical genius who thinks 3 shots ahead on every point. His understanding of spin, positioning, court geometry, and mental fortitude is unparalleled. If Alex can implement even a fraction of what Rafa taught her into her game for the 2026 season, the rest of the tour should be legitimately worried. This isn't just training. This is a masterclass. This is the passing of wisdom from a legend to a rising star. These are the kinds of mentorship moments that transform good players into great ones, that turn promising talents into legitimate threats. And the timing couldn't be better. Alex is coming off a career-best 2025 season where she reached the semifinals of the Miami Open and won her first ever main draw match at the US Open. She's already proven she can compete with top players. She's already shown she belongs on the big stages. Now add in a technical upgrade from one of the greatest to ever do it. Combine that with the confidence boost from winning SEA Games Gold, and you've got a recipe for something special in 2026. The women's tour better be ready because Eala with a Nadal-enhanced forehand is a terrifying prospect. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the glamorous side of tennis. Alex wrapped up her 2025 season at the MGM Macau Tennis Masters, which is one of those high-profile exhibition events where the atmosphere is electric and the competition is still fierce even though ranking points aren't on the line. Exhibition matches are usually pretty laid back, players having fun, trying new things, entertaining the crowd. But when you put 2 ultra-competitive young stars on the court together, something interesting happens. The friendly smiles stay on, but underneath, both players want to win. Alex faced off against Russian teenage sensation Mira Andreeva, and this matchup has some history behind it. These two have crossed paths before, most notably at the 2022 US Open Juniors where Alex absolutely demolished Andreeva in the quarterfinals on her way to winning the title. But tennis is a game of constant evolution, and a lot has changed since that junior match. Andreeva has exploded onto the scene in a massive way. She's currently ranked number 9 in the world. Number 9. She's playing in Grand Slam semifinals and going toe-to-toe with the top players on tour. Meanwhile, Alex is ranked 53rd and grinding her way up the ladder. The gap between them in the rankings is significant, but anyone who knows tennis understands that rankings don't tell the whole story, especially in exhibition matches. The match in Macau was a showcase of what the future of women's tennis is going to look like for the next decade. These two are going to be facing each other in big matches for years to come. Alex fought hard and showed flashes of brilliance, but ultimately fell 6-4, 6-2. However, the scoreline doesn't capture the full picture of what happened on that court. The vibe between them was incredible. There's clearly mutual respect there. They're friends off the court, but competitors on it, which is exactly what you want to see in the sport. Here's where things get interesting. Andreeva had been sick just 24 hours before the match. She had literally withdrawn from the mixed doubles the previous day because she wasn't feeling well. But she showed up for this singles match and played exceptionally well. In her post-match interview, she made a comment that had everyone talking. She joked that she had to thank Alex for taking it easy on me. When asked about Alex, Eala didn't hold back. She said she fell in love with Alex's attitude and personality, which is huge coming from someone who values mental toughness as much as Eala does. But more importantly, she made a bold prediction that has everyone in tennis circles buzzing. Eala believes that Alex is going to perform much, much better at the 2026 Australian Open. She compared Alex's current situation to her own early struggles, remembering how nervous she felt playing against Maria Sharapova on Rod Laver Arena. She sees that same competitive fire, that same raw potential in Alex that she once possessed. She noted that Alex has gained a lot of valuable experience and said, "I believe she can do it much, much better." Getting that kind of endorsement from Eala is massive. It's the ultimate seal of approval. It's like having Serena Williams tell you that you've got what it takes to win Grand Slams. It validates everything Alex has been working toward. And the timing is absolutely perfect because the 2026 season is literally right around the corner, and Alex's schedule is absolutely loaded with opportunity. So what's next for the Golden Girl of Filipino tennis? The roadmap is clear and exciting. Alex is kicking off her 2026 campaign at the WTA 250 Auckland Open, which starts on January 5th. This is significant because she's going to be one of the top seeds at that event. Think about what that means. No more grinding through qualifiers hoping to make the main draw. No more being the underdog that nobody expects to win. She's walking in as one of the favorites. She's one of the names that other players are looking at in the draw and thinking, "Oh no, I don't want to play her in the first round." That's a complete shift in status, and it reflects how far she's come. From Auckland, she heads to the Kooyong Classic in Melbourne, which is one of the most prestigious exhibition events in tennis. For decades, this tournament has served as the final warm-up for the Australian Open, and the list of champions reads like a Hall of Fame roster. Getting invited to Kooyong is a big deal. It means you're recognized as one of the top players in the world. It's another opportunity for Alex to test her game against elite competition right before the first Grand Slam of the year. And then comes the moment everyone has been waiting for. Sunday, January 18th. The Australian Open. For the first time in her career, Eala will compete in the main draw of the Australian Open without having to go through qualifying. She's in. She's earned her spot. She has tried 3 times before, in 2023, 2024, and 2025, and each time she fell short in the qualifying rounds. Those losses hurt. They stung. They probably kept her up at night. But those days are over. She's walking through the front door of Melbourne Park with her head held high, with a career-high ranking, with a gold medal, with confidence earned through battling the best players in the world, and with a forehand that's been blessed and upgraded by Rafael Nadal himself. The Australian Open has been her white whale, and now she's ready to conquer it. The narrative is absolutely perfect heading into 2026. If 2025 was Eala's breakout season, the year she proved she belonged at the highest level, then 2026 feels like it's shaping up to be her takeover season. She's got all the pieces in place. The ranking is there. The experience is there. The confidence is sky high after winning gold. The technical improvements from training with Rafa are locked in. The mentorship and belief from Eala are fueling her. Everything is aligning at exactly the right time. We've watched Alex grow from a promising junior champion to a legitimate force on the WTA Tour. We've seen her fight through injuries, navigate the brutal grind of the professional circuit, and handle the immense pressure of representing an entire nation every time she steps on court. And through it all, she's remained humble, gracious, and committed to using her platform for good. The school lunch story is proof of that. She could have just focused on tennis and nobody would have blamed her. But she chose to look beyond herself and make a tangible difference in thousands of lives. That's what separates the good athletes from the truly great ones. The great ones understand that sports are temporary, but impact is forever. As we head into 2026, the questions are tantalizing. Can Alex make a deep run at the Australian Open? Can she break into the top 30? Can she win her first WTA title? Will we see another classic battle between her and Mira Andreeva? Maybe this time with even higher stakes? Can she continue her dominance at regional events while also climbing the global rankings? The possibilities are endless and exciting. What we know for sure is that Alex Eala is no longer a prospect or a player with potential. She's arrived. She's a threat. She's someone that every player in the draw has to prepare for seriously. We're going to be here covering every single moment of this journey on Champions Tennisitics. Every match, every comeback, every forehand winner, every emotional victory. We'll be right here breaking it down for you. This is exactly why we started this channel. To celebrate players like Alex who represent the very best of what tennis can be. Players who compete with heart and soul, who carry themselves with dignity, and who understand that their responsibility extends beyond the baseline. So here's what we need from you, the Champions Tennisitics family. First, let us know in the comments what you think about everything we just covered. What's your prediction for Alex at the Australian Open? Do you think she can make a quarterfinal run? Are you as moved by the school lunch story as we are? And honestly, how incredible is it that she got to train one-on-one with Rafael Nadal? Drop your thoughts below. If you're Team Eala all the way, comment Team Eala so we can see how many of you are riding with us on this journey. Second, and this is huge for the channel, please smash that like button. It genuinely helps us reach more tennis fans who would love this content. The algorithm rewards engagement, and every like tells YouTube that this is content worth sharing with more people. It takes 1 second, and it makes a massive difference for us. Third, if you haven't already subscribed to Champions Tennisitics, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button right now, and make sure you ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. We're posting regularly with the latest news, analysis, and stories from the tennis world. We just hit 2,000 subscribers, but we're not stopping there. We want to build the biggest, most passionate tennis community on YouTube, and we can't do it without you. Every single subscriber matters. You matter. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey. Thank you for celebrating Alex Eala with us and for supporting this channel as it grows. We've got so much more content coming your way. More player profiles, more breaking news, more in-depth analysis. The 2026 season is about to be absolutely wild, and we're going to be here for all of it. Until next time, this is Champions Tennisitics signing off. Keep chasing your dreams. Keep supporting the athletes who inspire you. And remember that champions are made not just by what they achieve, but by how they lift others up along the way. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.